What's up, you guys? It's your boy Nex back with another video, and today we're talking about the surprising truth about seeking validation from others. It's a lot for me to touch on regarding to this topic. Let's just get right into it. So I'm gonna give y'all a little story of something I used to do that I don't do anymore. So growing up and stuff, sometimes I would find it hard to make friends. I grew up in foster care, so for the early bit of my life, I changed schools a lot. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, so of course I fought like crazy. Like I kept on getting into fights, and I'm not gonna say every fight wasn't my fault, but most of them wasn't my fault. You know, growing up in Brooklyn, New York, that's how it is. So I fought a lot. I changed around schools. It was hard for me to have friends, to make friends. I had a few, but you know, I didn't have as many as I would want. You know, as humans, we're social creatures. We want friendships. We want connections with people. So as I got older, one thing that I noticed about myself, I started to, do things for people so they could be my friend, whether it was to buy them something like food or go to movies, or I spot you. Or if back then when I used to smoke weed years before the army, we smoke weed, I let you smoke with me. And I used to always do that. And I started to get to the point where people used to just use me for what I had. They wasn't really my friends. Most of the people that I was hanging around with at those times would use me. There's only, I would say, 3 people out of the tons of people I was hanging out with at the time that I did that with that wasn't using me, because whenever I needed them, they did the same thing for me. Either they smoked me out, or they bought me a meal too, or they drove me somewhere they know I needed to get to that job interview. You get what I'm saying, bro? So me trying to seek validation from others led me to wasting my time, money, and resources to get people to like me. As I got older, I stopped doing that. I started to realize that another person's opinion on me don't really matter to me. How do I feel about myself when I look in the mirror? You get what I'm saying? Seeking validation is a slippery slope, and it applies to all areas in life. It applies when it comes down to friendships, like I just gave the example for. It applies at your job, bro. When you always seeking validation from your coworkers, trying to impress people, some people don't like that, first of all. Because sometimes seeking validation at work turns into being a kiss up to the boss. I have seen that. I definitely see, especially in the army. I see that all the time. I know this one NCO that every time first sergeant come around, he kissing up to him. You might as well kiss his ass. Keep it a band. You get what I'm saying? So that could lead you to looking like a weirdo at work. And also that could lead you to being a simp and just a beta male in the dating market. And as a YouTuber, I don't really like using alpha, beta, sigma. I find it very cringy because of all the stuff going on around red pill and all that, which I'm not a red pill YouTuber, but I'm not against them either. You get what I'm saying? I'm minding my business over here. But now let's talk about how seeking validation could apply to the dating market. When you seeking validation from a woman, you're always trying to impress her. And that's one thing that I don't do now that I used to do in high school. I used to try to impress these girls. Oh yeah, I could drive, shorty. Oh yeah, I do this, shorty. Oh yeah, I do that, shorty. I don't do none of that no more. I don't even like girls to know exactly how much money I make. You get what I'm saying? Like, I make a decent amount of money now. Like, I'm not saying I'm rich or I'm wealthy, but my money been going up. You get what I'm saying? And I don't even like women know I got money. I don't like it. Because it leads you to trying to impress these girls. And if you need to constantly try to impress her over and over and over again, she don't like you. I could understand wanting to impress her a little bit. Let's say you meet a girl, you really falling in love with her and shit. You want to impress her, you take her on a little trip. But if you constantly just giving a girl validation, attention, money, resources, time, and she's not into you, this is what most men do in the dating market. They seek validation from these women, and it leads them to becoming used every single day. Seeking validation from others constantly can ruin your life. You need to worry about how you feel when you look in the mirror, like I said earlier. How do you feel when you look in the mirror? Do you like yourself? Do you feel like you're giving everything you got in this life? Are you really trying to reach your goals? Are you believing in yourself? Are you in the gym? Are you working on your skincare? Are you working on your haircut, your style? In every aspect of life, are you working on yourself? If you are, then that's good. You don't need to be perfect. But seeking validation could ruin your mood, bro. Because you constantly worry about, do they like me? Do they like me? You get what I'm saying? I don't care if I don't have no friends, which I do have a few friends. I went from having a large group of friends to just a few. because most of those people was using me. I guarantee you, if you was one of those people similar to me, because I know a lot of people could relate to this story. If you was one of those people, I know you either gonna go through it or went through it already, where a good amount of people that's always around you just using you. Let you be in high school and you always got weed on you. I bet you all the people want to hang out with you because you always got gas. Let you got a car in high school and you always willing to drop people off, especially without charging them for gas money. You always willing to drop people off simply because you want to make friends. I get it. Out here, especially in 2025, sometimes it's hard to make friends because like ever since 2020, it's like our country becoming less and less social. People are going out less. People are drinking less. People are, mingling less. People are having sex less than ever. I get it. And sometimes it can be lonely. I get that too. Once upon a time, I was lonely when it come down to friendships, when it come down to relationships. You get what I'm saying? But seeking validation is not the answer. The real answer is self-improvement. Solitude can be your greatest gift to yourself. I promise you. Solitude helps you grow at such an astonishing rate. I promise you. You may think this video is cliche, but solitude is literally how I went from a loser to a winner, bro. In 2020, the end of 2021, I tore my ACL, meniscus 3 times, bro. I couldn't walk. I was walking with a cane for a year. Guess what? In 1 year, I changed my life around, bro. Limping at these jobs, working fast food, or got another job, chicken factory, or got another job, or I'm a teacher now. I bet, let me rack this up. Let me buy a car, get my license. Let me rack this up. Let me buy a crib. I'm doing pretty good in life. Let me start my YouTube channel over and actually do this thing right this time. You know what? I don't really like being a teacher no more at this specific school. You know what I'm gonna do? I always wanted to be in the army. I'm gonna take a risk. Even though my leg's still a little messed up. Let's see if I can make it. Joined the army, my leg fully healed in basic training. When I showed up to basic training, I was limping. And then I left basic training stronger than ever. So I know I got a little besides the point, but I know you guys get what I'm saying, bro. Seeking validation could ruin your life. Real talk, guys. It could ruin your life. Focus on yourself. Self-improve. Do what you need to do in order to become successful. Thank you guys for all the support that you give me on a day-to-day basis. I'm very thankful. We're about to hit 2,800 today. So thank you for 2,800 subscribers. We going up soon to hit 3,000. So if you watch this video, subscribe to the channel for more content. And I'm also launching YouTube memberships on my channel, right? So if you want to support me, that's a way you can do it. I'm not begging y'all or nothing. I'm not a cringy YouTuber. But if you're interested in supporting me to help me keep on doing this YouTube thing, you could become a member. I have 3 tiers. So the first tier is only like $3.99 a month. The second tier is like $5.99. And basically, even with the first tier, you're able to see my videos earlier than the general public. I put it out to my YouTube members first. You get what I'm saying? On the second and third tiers, you're able to learn more about me. Maybe I'll do like, you could connect with me way easier and things like that. So if you're interested, go ahead and do it. All right, y'all. Like this video, subscribe. Love you guys. Peace.